What is up guys, name's Benjamin, hope you're doing fantastic, and in this video I want to give my initial impressions on Far Cry 6. Now, I've played the game for 10 hours with two of my friends in co-op mode, and I've seen enough of the game so that I can give you my initial impressions. So without any further ado, I would appreciate if you would drop the like to this video. And what am I doing on the Lobby Zero channel? More on that at the end of the video. But with all of that said, let us dive right in. So I'm just gonna discuss a few points in this video, about the graphics, about some issues that I encountered with the audio in the game, and how's the gameplay and the just overall feeling. And finally, I'll tell you if this game is actually worth picking up. Now again, this is not a review, just my initial impressions. And let me tell you, I was actually very pleasantly surprised. So first off, graphics. As soon as I started the game, I saw this section where you're having a party and people start killing your friends. You have to escape that area. But as soon as you go out into the world, what you see is amazing looking textures and reflections. So मैंने ground पे देखा, and जो textures है ground के, the marble, बहुत ही realistic, and even the lights, the lamps and the lights that was falling, reflecting off of those marbles, everything looked just real. And when I moved out into the open world, let me tell you, the consistency in graphics is there. Be it jungles, be it roads, be it cars and stuff, the consistency जो graphics में है वो हर जगह आपको अच्छे से देखने के लिए मिलेगी. Now the downside is, the bad thing about graphics is, especially at the start, एक boat में cutscene होता है जहाँ जो antagonist है Castillo वो आते हैं, and Gus Fring, of course, the chicken man from Breaking Bad, and that boat scene looks like, let me tell you, something from 2011. And I was so bugged by it, I did a search on Reddit and बहुत लोगों के similar opinions है. Other than that, बाकी cutscenes भी उतने कुछ अच्छे नहीं हैं. Definitely not up to par, I'd say. They could have done a good job, but I think the world is too big. Doesn't matter, GT has done it. But yeah, the boat scene especially bugged me. Other than that, the environmental graphics, the reflections, the gun textures, the gun models, everything is on point and is looks absolutely real. Let's talk about the audio now. And the audio in this game, let me tell you, the music, the score is amazing. You can actually check out the 42-minute full album on Ubisoft Music YouTube channel, and बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त music है. काफ़ी guerrilla warfare वाला ही music है, बस. That's how I put it. But issues with the music I encountered, and let me tell you, I don't think it's just with me, but the audio, the gunplay sounds sometimes, it sounds weird. पता नहीं क्या hollow सा. मैं explain अगर करूँ, it sounds like a guy who has this big ass rifle. He's sitting inside this huge plastic bottle and he's firing that rifle from inside the bottle. So imagine how would that sound? Hollow. And take a look at this example from the stream that I did yesterday. क्या आवाज आ रही है? What the fuck is this? क्या आवाज है ये? What is this audio? Is the audio fucked? यार ये ऑडियो थोड़ा मेस्ड अप लग रहा है मेरे को. खोखली सी आवाज क्यों आ रही है? So that is how it sounded. I don't know why that is happening, and it has happened to me more than twice or thrice. So I hope it doesn't happen to me again, because ये चीज़ enemies को track करने में बहुत issue create करता है. Other than that, the audio is on point, the score is amazing, the gun sounds are so real, and everything just sounds great as for in the audio department. Let's talk about traveling in the game. Of course, this has fast travel from the start. बहुत easily accessible fast travel है. And जो map है उतना कुछ बड़ा नहीं है, especially at the start. बड़ा as in when you put a waypoint and you're like, I have to go that far. It's not actually that far. It's just 1000 meters, which is the longest I have traveled, 1000 meters, and it's very close. You can of course fast travel, but you can call up a car which gets delivered to you, just like Mafia 3, and you can drive that car as well. Now it also has a mounted gun on top of it. Your friends can have fun. That is why co-op is amazing in this game. I'll get to that in a second. But an addition to the Far Cry franchise is a horse. You can sit on a horseback, and horse has autopilot. Just like Red Dead Redemption 2, this has autopilot. You hold down X on the controller on the PlayStation consoles. It should be a button on the keyboard as well, and you hold that down and the horse takes the GPS route. I think that's amazing. Just you don't have to drive. I'm usually tapping X down, holding X down and reading the chat in my stream. So yeah, that is amazing. Now also you have pets in this game as well. ट्रेलर से काफी एविडेंट था वो चीज. And Guapo नाम का, name is cute, but Guapo is an alligator crocodile. Yeah, it's a crocodile actually. And he goes and eats people up, eats your enemies up. You can actually point it like, shoo boy, go get him. And he goes and just chops people up, and you know, it helps you, but you can also, I think, upgrade the crocodile in the game as well, so that he can be more lethal. So yeah, that is also amazing. You have this crocodile following you on the road and everywhere else. The AI in this game is strong but also weak. Let me tell you how. So when you're actually in the open world, the AI is dumb. You know, sometimes stealth is very easy. But you know, when you're in the open world, you're going from one point to another, and you have, you know, these patrols on the road. They don't notice you, and if you holster your weapon, I mean, it's just, you know, it's not consistent. The AI is not consistent. But let me tell you what, when you're in a fight, when you're fighting these people, I was in a room. I'm going to show you an example from yesterday's stream again. I was in a room and I thought nobody would come in. As soon enemies were coming in, I was just, you know, clapping them, popping them up, and you know, just they were dropping basically. And I just kept waiting for enemies. They were entering. I started killing them. But what happened after a certain while is they started throwing rocket launchers at me, and they started throwing grenades inside the house. And I know that happens with many games, but in this game, the way the combat is set up, it's quite challenging. They started throwing bombs and stuff, and I had to leave that, you know, safe place, and I had to go out and fight those people. So in the combat, the AI is challenging. Now I personally couldn't play on the, you know, recommended difficulty action mode. I had to drop it down to story mode. That's because I haven't played Far Cry for a while now. But yeah, the AI in the combat is challenging. Alright guys, let's talk about my favorite section of this impressions video, which is the co-op mode in the game. Now Far Cry 5 had this mode, and Far Cry 6 में भी हमको ये mode देखने के लिए मिलता है. And PS5 players can play with PS4 players, and Xbox Series players can play with Xbox One players, which is amazing. Cross platform play available नहीं है, but cross gen co-op play available है. इस चीज़ के बारे में डाउट था, but हमने ट्राई किया तो it worked just fine. Now let me tell you what happens in co-op. आप अपना पूरा campaign mission, side quest, सब कुछ अपने एक friend के साथ कर सकते हैं. Makes the game easier. Yes, it does. But that's not a bad thing, because you have a lot of fun. The open world, you know, you just imagine it's like a GTA game, but it's, I would say, you know, it's more fun than GTA, because GTA has been out for a while. उसका open world हम सबके mind में घुस चुका है. इसका open world काफ़ी, you know, नया है, fresh है. So you can dive into this game with your friends. You're on a horseback, they're in a car, you're causing chaos, you're going from one objective to another, you're seeing the same cutscenes together. It just works fine. To play a campaign game with a friend, just imagine. ऑनलाइन में इतना मजा आता है. कैंपेन आप एक्सपीरियंस करो. इट्स लाइक वॉचिंग अ मूवी विथ योर फ्रेंड. लेट मी टेल यू दैट. नाउ आई डिड एनकाउंटर सम इश्यूज. आई वाज होस्टिंग द, यू नो, मोड. फर्स्ट होस्टिंग मतलब मैंने किसी और को इनवाइट किया था अपने गेम में. एवरीथिंग वाज फाइन फॉर मी, बट दे रिपोर्टेड दैट उनके कट सीन्स बहुत चॉपी हैं, बहुत अजीब से, यू नो, लैग कर रहा है गेम. बीच बीच में कट सीन्स में, गेम प्ले में कोई किसी टाइप का लैग नहीं है, कट सीन्स में लैग था. एंड लेटर दैट डे आई जॉइंड समबडी एल्सेस, you know, they were the host. I joined their session. तो मुझे क्या इशू आया कि एक कट सीन प्ले हुआ जिसमें कोई सबटाइटल्स नहीं, अपने आप डिसअपेयर हो गए, कोई ऑडियो नहीं. सो म्यूटेड कट सीन प्ले हुआ. ऐसे थोड़े बहुत हिकअप्स हैं कट सीन्स में, विच आई सॉ. एंड द गेम प्ले दो, द गेम प्ले is absolutely flawless, and it's so much fun, let me tell you. And I think co-op is the best way to play this game, guys, because you're, like I said, you're experiencing a movie with your friend. It's so much fun. Now I should also mention that this game isn't well optimized on the PC. A lot of reviews say that, if you saw the reviews. And also it's not optimized on PS4. PS4 has some weird glitches. A friend told me, you know, sometimes the button inputs don't work, they are not as responsive, but mostly it has some weird glitches like the waypoints disappearing. But I'm sure Ubisoft is gonna fix that with patches in the future. Anton Castillo, the antagonist. Gustavo Fring, Mr. Esposito, you know, he was the major highlight in the trailers, in the gameplay showcases. हर जगह उनका face हमें दिखाया गया. We were so hyped for it. And let me tell you, his performance in this game, super strong. He lives up to the hype, does he? So far, Yes, so far yes. There was this cutscene which I was shocked by. बहुत strong, gory performance, बहुत bossy performance. You know, the kind of thing that you would expect out of a Breaking Bad villain. So the performance here is amazing. Also, जहाँ भी open world में जाते हैं, announcements होती रहती हैं. और भाई हमको ब्रेकिंग बैड के विलन की अनाउंसमेंट सुनने को मिल रही है, तो यार दिक्कत क्या है ना, हर जगह वही मिल रहा है. सो दैट इज जस्ट अमेजिंग टू listen to and witness. Also, I want to mention this could have been so much better if the cutscene graphics were better. जो facial animations है उस पर काफ़ी काम किया जा सकता था, and especially when you're bringing an actor like Mr. Esposito on board, you should have worked better on your cutscenes, man. बहुत realism डालता. But yeah, his eyes kind of look dead. Most of the characters' eyes and mouths kind of look dead, and बहुत I'd say fluid movement नहीं है facial animations का, dead से eyes लगते हैं. But even though with all of that said, the voice acting, that is just, I can't complain about it. Amazing performance by Mr. Esposito. My final thoughts on the game so far, guys. So alright, the thing with this game is it's just more Far Cry. More Far Cry. Is that a bad thing? Maybe. It doesn't reinvent itself entirely. In some ways it does. The guns are amazing in this game. I haven't talked about the weapons in the game, but the guns are amazing. जो gun का जो models है ना, बहुत experimental, because of course you are going against an army and आपके सारे guns हैं वो आपने खुद workbench पे बनाए. So उसका जो modeling है guns की, fantastic. It has been a while that I have been lost in an open world. It happened with me that I didn't want to put my controller down and मैं बस लगातार खेलना ही जा रहा था, and I think that is a good sign. Also, what this game has is different in ways is from the other Far Cry games is that it has roads, and I mean modern roads with lights and stuff, which makes it look like kind of a city actually. And there's also an urban area in the middle of the map. वो तो पूरा ही city type है, buildings है, urban area. Most exciting thing in the map for me. When I saw the trailers, I was like, sign me up for that stuff. But yeah, जो roads हैं काफ़ी I'd say alive. They make the open world feel alive, and especially when you're with a co-op player, the world definitely feels alive, and you're just having fun. Things are happening, people are coming and they drive into you. That's just always fun, and it's just amazing to play. Now one last thing I want to mention, if you are the host, आपने अगर host किया co-op session को कोई और join कर रहा है, तो progress सिर्फ आपका save होगा. You completed 3 missions, your progress is gonna save. लेकिन अगर आप किसी और के सेशन में ज्वाइन होते हैं and you're helping them out, they have started the session, आपका प्रोग्रेस सेव नहीं होगा. जो होस्ट है उसी का प्रोग्रेस सेव होगा, and only the host's progress gets saved. But what you get is money, which is very important. Pesos, Yara pesos, that's the currency. And you get upgrades and stuff like guns and stuff. You always keep that. So when you end the session, you will be taken back to the point in the game where you actually started, where you were actually before joining the session, but you will still have those money and upgrades with you. So that is kind of an incentive to play with a friend. But definitely I think you should definitely try it. It's so much fun, and also you earn trophies. So if you're like, I want 100% this game with a friend, in the trophy department, go ahead, get all the trophies. Alright, so is Far Cry worth it? And the better question would be, is Far Cry worth full price? Nope. Sadly no, guys. Sadly no, because when you're paying full price for a game, let me tell you, that game has to be perfect. Why the hell not, right? They had the time to develop the game, they had the resources, they're asking you for the maximum amount of money that they can ask you. So why shouldn't you get a perfect game? This game has some glitches, this game has some bugs, this game's cutscenes aren't that great, but I would say, I'll give up on the cutscenes, but I would say the bugs has to be fixed, and some of the more, serious ones like the audio thing, please Ubisoft, look into it. And other than that, I think this is a great game. Should you rent it? Go ahead, I did that. Should you rent the game? Yes, absolutely. Should you play it right now? Is it any fun? Absolutely. It is so much fun, you wouldn't want to put your controller down. But is it worth full price? Not really. So those are my initial impressions on the game, and actually kind of sort of a review actually. And honestly, ये ऐसी कोई वीडियो मैंने पहली बार बनाई है and for the entire time that I have been on YouTube. And yeah, actually enjoyed making this video for you guys. But yeah, finally I want to say, if you actually enjoyed it, consider dropping a like, consider subscribing to the Lobby Zero channel, And let me tell you what am I doing on the channel here. So like I said in my last video, I have partnered with Lobby Zero for the month of October, and I will putting out a few videos and streams on this channel as well. You can check out my personal channel in the description. The name is BenConsolegamer on YouTube. You can search for it as well. Check out my channel. There's some amazing content over there as well. Console content, tech reviews, monitor unboxing, camera unboxing, stuff like that. Just everything. You'll love it. With all of that said, guys, you take care of yourself. And if you actually decide to pick Far Cry 6 up, let me know how you like that game in the comments below. With all of that said, again, you guys take it easy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.